Hello everyone! So, with 6.5 just around the corner, we are finally getting the last part of our 24-man raid. So it's high time to remind ourselves what in the world was going on in this one. So here is a quick recap. It all started one day in Sierra Leone. The students of Baldessian have been requested to assist with an important matter. And us, along with Graha, are asked to assist as this request comes from no other than Rembros of the Sons of St. Coine, the same group we worked with during the Crystal Tower raid when we first met our resident catboy. It turns out that recently an explorer approached the Sons and claimed to have discovered the Phantom Realm, which is the home of the gods, the 12. And while there have definitely been stories and rumors about this realm, nobody expected it to actually exist. But somehow, he has found it. So we meet up with this man who is named Derek, and he travels around with a baby Oppo, which is just so cute. With them, we step out onto the shimmering water of the Silverter Lake and actually walk on it. And as we walk on it, we actually enter the Phantom Realm. As we arrive there, Derek tells us he has explored it quite a bit, but hasn't really found anything. But as we show up, the gods immediately come to greet us. The ones we meet are Ralgur, Baragot, Nald'thal and Asima. They tell us that with Hydaelyn's absence, they are rightful rulers of our star. And we must prove the strength of mankind if we want to remain the masters of our own destiny. We take on the challenge and enter the first part of the raid, which is Aglaya, where we fight these 4 gods. It is after fighting them they tell us that this is all a test, but they refuse to explain why. We do head off with Graha to explore the different types of worship and faith when it comes to the 12. And after exploring several stories and legends, it becomes clear it's hard to tell which came first, the gods or the faith. On our exploration, we meet up with Snowkime, a scholar who is highly interested in our research, and ends up joining our group. We take her to the Phantom Realm, where she immediately starts making some observation. And while she remains in the Phantom Realm to explore, we take our well-earned rest. It is in the second part that we meet up with Derek in Revenant Hold again. Graha has obtained a specialized advanced etheric analyzer, which will allow us to record detailed data in the god's domain. These domains look suspiciously similar to those in the description of each of the heavens. Now we plan to go back into Aglaya to take our readings there, though things change as we come up to the Phantom Realm again. We meet up with Snowkime in the central area, which is actually named Omphalos. This is where the realms connect to each other, and in the center of it there is a monument, and there is a text on it, but it is missing some part. The group decides that maybe we should just ask the gods for help. And as we do, Nofika the matron does show up in response, leaving us all quite starstruck. She promises we can get the rest of the text if we fight more of the gods, including herself. So we enter the second part of the raid, called Euphrosyne, where we fight Nofika, Althik and Naimia together, then Halone, and finally Menfina the lover. Afterwards, we return to Omphalos, where we are told the missing parts of the text are scattered across the realm, in the eternal stone bearing the mark of the 12. So having 12 stones to go check out, we decide to split up into teams. And, interestingly enough, the Divine actually end up traveling with us this time, disguised as animals. So our peculiar teams split up into groups of researchers and gods, and each group goes to gather information and few of the stones. Eventually though, we have obtained the information allowing us to return to Omphalos to translate the text. Now the current theory in the group is that the 13th is the Watcher on the Moon. But what is more notable is that the descriptions of the god doesn't fully match with what the modern Eorzean faith is. Most notably Halone, which is not described as a goddess of war, as he is now. It is decided we must study this further, and this is the time that Derek takes his leave. We follow him, and he is apparently saddened that eventually he will have to part ways with our group. He says that the sadness is of course part of the joy of having companions, and together we pledge to follow this mystery of the 12s to its end together. And that is where we are now. It is time to enter the final realms and hopefully learn more about the gods and their true objective with this trial. I hope this quick recap was helpful for you, so you can enter the raid with a refreshed memory of what we were doing last time. If you like this video, make sure to do all the good YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, and share this with friends, especially if somebody is unsure what was happening last time. But whatever you end up doing, I hope you have a lovely patch 6.5 and have a lot of fun in the new raid.